First video, ukulele, Peace Like a River. 3 songs, 3 strumming patterns, and part of it's easy and then part of it's very challenging. So the idea is to work on it a little bit each day or whenever you're free. The video is probably going to be about 15 or 20 minutes, but I'll also do a shorter one where you can just jump straight to playing along with me. But this really is an instructional video for it. So first thing, nails should be clipped. Second thing, please take the chord chart that I gave you and print it would be the best. Otherwise, if you're on a desktop, you can have it open on one side and this video on another. But yeah, before you try and watch this and play along, you'll need that. But you can also follow me a little bit before you do that. Okay, we'll start with the 3 chords. Third finger, this little guy that doesn't like to separate from the pinky much, this one, is going to go on, not the first, not the second, but the 3rd fret along bottom string. We don't really want to put it flat, that's going to have dangers of hitting other strings, which makes it a terrible sound. And you don't want it too close to these lines here, you want it right in the middle, soft pad at the top with a nice little bend. You can have your thumb helping to push into the back of your neck of your ukulele. And give it a strum and just see if you're getting a nice sound out of it. If you're getting this type of sound, it's about the placement of your fingers. So just have a go at getting that nice. Pause me at any time and continue with that. I'm going to move on to our next chord. I'm going to call it on the chord chart F. It's not a full F, it's like a lazy-ish F. It's quite a pretty one. Basically, you're taking your first finger, counting up, not the bottom string, it's the next one up, putting that top pad of the finger in there. And what I'd like you to do now for a moment to get you ready is go back and forth between the 2 chords that we just learned. So you've got 3rd finger, 3rd fret, bottom string, C. And just get to know that this shape is called C. It will always be called C on a ukulele no matter what song you're playing. And then this one is the F, swapping. So you can start by keeping your finger there and putting it down and then lifting at the moment. And then when you're confident with that placement, you'll just let them come from the air and land on it. But that might take you a while if you haven't played an instrument before. It's about training the muscle memory in your body. It's not about your musicality at all. So, C, and then swapping to F, and then swapping back to C. F is this one here, swapping back to C, swapping back to F. See if you can follow me with this rhythm. Just getting used to that distance, getting used to the feeling. How hard do you have to push your finger in? You should really feel that you're pushing that string into the fretboard behind it. Otherwise, it won't make a full sound. If your fingers aren't very strong, you might really need to press with your thumb from behind to help that to happen. Good. Now, what I'd like you to do is to, when you get to the F, freeze it there for me. Just hold that there. Our next chord, G7, keeps this finger in exactly the same spot, so you don't want to move it. What I want you to do is take your 3rd finger and here on the 2nd fret in the bottom string, just put your 3rd finger there, like that. And remember that it's the top's not like this, it's the top of the finger, the curve. And then you've got this middle finger just hanging around. For some people this feels awkward at first. After you train your body, it's quite comfortable and it'll be fine. This middle finger is also going to go on the 2nd fret. It's going to go on the 2nd string from the top. So that way, something is happening on each of the bottom 3 strings. On this one, we have our 3rd finger on the 2nd fret. On the next string up, we have first finger on the first fret. On this string, second from the top, we have third finger on the second fret. If you have a look at it, it makes a triangle shape. These two at the bottom, this is in the middle at the top. Make sure you've got a triangle shape. If you're struggling, think, is your hand like this? Is it straight? Is your elbow right in here? Think about moving that elbow out just for the moment, letting the wrist come out onto an angle. See how it's easier to hold it with your hand that way, and then just relax your arm and bring it back down in. So instead of this, see if you can just lift that out a little bit. So you can angle the fingers to make that triangle. That's the G7 chord. When you are playing an F, this lazy type of F, and you're changing to a G7, at first you'll want to put your fingers down one at a time and figure out where they go, like this. And then you'll take it off and you'll wonder where they go again. And it'll take a while, but soon those two fingers will start lifting off and coming back on and off together. They'll know where to go. So let them, first train them and then trust them. Let them go where you want. So let's do 4 strums of F and then 4 strums of G7. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Getting ready to let them go on. G7. And I'll remind you where that is. Some people would have forgotten already what G7 is. That finger stayed the same. This one went to second fret, bottom string. This one went to second fret, second string from the top. Made the triangle, remember? Here we go. And F, G7. These are our 3 chords of the song, C, F and G7. Great, so I'm going to let you practice that for a bit. I want you to switch between C and F, C and F, C and F. Then I want you to practice switching from F to G7, F to G7, F to G7, F to G7. Then, if you're getting good at that, I want you to practice switching from C to G7, C to G7. You see I'm actually doing a little trick there. I'm not taking this finger off. I'm just sliding it down to the second fret when I change those. C, G7, C, G7. So pause it and have a go at switching C to F, F to G7, and then C to G7. And when you come back and you've learned all of those chords and you're ready to have a practice with me of the song, just make a note that that's going to start at about 8 minutes, 25 seconds. Here's where we start. Hello, here we are. The next part where I teach you how to use those chords in the song. New strumming pattern. So this beautiful little section, everyone has a different ukulele, but I'm loving this little section for just resting my fingers in when I'm doing some picking. I've got my thumb here, second string down from the top, and then my next string, and then my next string. I don't want you to pluck like this, like a strum. I want you to actually pick the string out and down, out and down, out and down. Because if you like this, it can turn too quickly into this loose rhythmic strum. I actually want a nice 1, 2, 3 pick. So let's see if we can do that. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. I've got my finger on a C chord. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. So let's try that now. The same thing. Change to an F. I'll count you in 1, 2, and then we'll start after 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So if you can get that same beat as me. 1, 2, same rhythm picking pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, can do that with G7. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. And then move back to C, and we're going to see if you can play the song with me now. This is where you'll need the chord chart printed out. If you haven't done that yet, you can do this first verse with me, because I will move the chord ahead of time so you can see what I'm doing and quickly get there in time. Starting with the C. Doing this pattern on the word peace. 1, 2, 3. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. Good. Excellent. So if you want to skip to the second verse, 11:36, you could write that one down. Strumming down, up, down, up. Pointer finger extended, really relaxed, pointing down to the floor by rotating the wrist and the lower arm. And then pointing back to your throat area, down to the ground, up to the throat or the heart, depending on where your ukulele is. Gentle strum. If your fingers are getting caught on the strings, just relax them, let it slide over the top. Don't let the finger do the strumming, it's not the finger. The finger's relaxed and extended. It's really the arm and the wrist. Almost moving in a bit of a figure 8 movement there. Great. So, same thing. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. Great. 13 minutes, 20 seconds. We're doing the last verse. Bit of a reggae beat. It's confusing because on the beat you'd normally like to strum or pick. We're going to have a rest and we're going to hit the guitar there, ukulele there, gently. And often the tricky part is that when you're doing that, that's when you're changing the chords. So have a practice with me now where you're on a C, for example. And what I want you to do to help train your body for this is change to an F and hit the ukulele gently on the strings over the sound hole area at the same time. And switch between C and F. And get your body used to that. Some people are going to struggle with this, like the head patting, belly rubbing exercise. Some people are going to find this a breeze. Okay, and then see if you can change from F to G7, F to G7, F to G7 while doing the same. F, G7, F, G7, F, G7. Now your body's probably really getting used to that, and that's really easy. Then we add this down up in the middle. So go back to C. We're going to go hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up. And feel free to pause there, give it a go. I'll show you again. Hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up. That's a set of 4. When you finish your last down, up, that's where you're going to change to your next chord, and that's going to happen on the hit of your next one. So C to F, I'll play that for you. hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up, change, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, change. And then you're going to a G7. What I'm going to do now is slow that right down. So starting on a C, so it's going to go hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, down, up, hit, changing to an F. Second time, third time, fourth time back to a C. 2, 3, 4, changing to a G7. 3, back to a C. Back to an F. And pause it there and we'll go for that with the singing. Play along, see how you go. If it's too hard to have the hit in there, let me do that and you practice changing the chords and getting the strumming in the right spot. Struggle with it until things start to sink in and the muscle memory starts to sink in. And if you're going into a rut, stop, just go away, do it the next day. It would have sunk into your body a little bit more and you might be able to pick up and it's integrated a bit more. So starting with C, starting with a hit. 1, 2, 3. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. In my soul, I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. In my soul. So you just strum the G7 and the C at the end. You don't try and do the hit up down with them. There's not enough time in the rhythm to do that. I'm going to play it all the way through. This is coming up to 18 minutes. Skip to this part of the video to play it with me from beginning to end slowly. And straight after that, I'll do a fast version. And I'll tell you the time when I get to there. 18 minutes. Here we go. First strumming pattern. Boom, boom, boom. Second strumming pattern. Third strumming pattern. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. In my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. In my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. In my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. In my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. In my soul. I've got joy like 30 seconds, a fast version of that when you're feeling like a challenge, or you want to heat it up a bit, or you've become really accomplished and you just need to practice at that speed. So it'll be a little faster. Think back on C, same thing. 1, 2, 3. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy